Recon Athlete Podcast is brought to you by Kreitz Market, The Social, and Focus Fit San Marcos. All right, Recon Athlete, episode 98. Chris Sanchez, Zach Lucero, Paul Rodriguez taking the day off. Shout out, Paul. Today was supposed to be the BJ special, Recon Athlete, but BJ is MIA.
Yeah, how do we block him from the watch party forever?
I mean, we're going to have to, man, I guess, dude. Because he was all excited the other day. He was like, oh, man. He's like, yeah. He said, so I can come in on Wednesday? I was like, yeah, man, come on Wednesday. I was like, yeah. I was like, Paul's taking the day off, you know. Come through, talk fantasy, whatever. You can talk, you know, history, whatever you want to do, man.
I was looking up rugby stuff. I was trying to talk about rugby.
Yeah.
You know that song, that Find Out Who Your Friends Are? Was talking about like give the shirt off your back. That country song.
Yeah.
No. It's like the opposite of BJ.
I know, dude.
Usually
that's
a bad friend.
Usually he's
so
really
much
good.
Respect for BJ today.
I mean, and I'm surprised I hadn't heard from him for like.
I'm gonna start just calling him Jay.
I'm surprised I didn't hear from him like 10 times a day. Be like, hey man, like what are we doing? What are we talking about? Blah, blah, blah.
Unless something's wrong, I'm very upset.
Yeah, I hope everything's okay. But yeah. So I mean, I didn't even really do any show prep because I was like, oh, it's gonna be BJ show, you know, because BJ just talking.
Yeah,
you don't really need anything, you know. You don't need prep with BJ around. We were just gonna talk some fantasy football, but now. That's the end of the show,
boys.
The end of the show, man. I mean, I might as well play the sounder again and go home, man.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed, man. I'm really disappointed. I thought BJ would come through for us, you know, especially because, you know, Paul's like the rock, you know, he's the rock of the podcast, you know, and like, you know, we need somebody.
Like without him, me and you will sink the ship, you know.
I know, man.
So
we probably will.
We needed something.
Yeah.
And now we don't got nothing.
I know, bro. That's all right.
That's bad. How long you know BJ?
Man, since it's about 20 years now. Well,
it's not long
20,
enough, I guess.
25.
Then it's not long enough.
We were like 15. Yeah, 15, 16. When we first. I mean, we knew of each other. It wasn't like, I mean, like, you know, when you grow up with your you know, people like y'all, you know people because like through Twitter, Facebook, or whatever like that. You know, when we were in middle school, we didn't know anybody. We just kind of heard of people, you know, because you know this person.
Y'all don't have Twitter. Y'all just had those cups on a string linked to everybody's house.
Yeah, you know, we heard. You know, we just heard about people. You know, be like, oh yeah, so, and it was usually because like somebody like was fighting somebody, like, oh, this person's gonna fight this person, blah blah blah,
at the park.
At the park, you know, and we were gonna do that. So, I mean, but so like I knew of BJ, but I didn't really become friends with him. I think it was till about freshman, sophomore year in high school, because we went to different middle schools. Mm-hmm. So, but then he became part of the Mexican crew with me and all my homies. So I know, right, Snoop? Snoop says, BJ, where are you? Dude, I hope he's all right, man. But I mean, I don't know. I saw his wife was posting earlier on Instagram and stuff, so you know, it'll be all right. But anyways, Zach, you got anything for me, man?
No, I was just waiting for BJ.
You're just waiting for BJ, right?
Waiting for BJ.
Man.
I didn't even know Paul was gonna be gone.
Really?
I don't be reading the messages. So I don't know. I didn't know Paul was gonna be gone.
Dude, he talked about it during the show on Saturday.
I wasn't here. Remember?
Oh, yeah, you weren't here.
I was sick.
You didn't watch it either, huh?
I was sick. No, I was in bed.
Uh-oh.
Snoop coming. Snoop coming to save the day.
Oh,
you can tell we were struggling.
Man. What up, Snoop? You got to turn your mic on, though. You know how to do that?
Hello.
Dude. What's up, man?
Nothing. Just chilling. I'm sad that BJ didn't come.
Man,
too,
I called him, man. I don't know, man. I'm really disappointed, dog.
I'll be right back, but I'll hang out at least for a bit. I'll be right back. I want to.
Oh,
are y'all gonna do a show?
Yeah, we're gonna do a show. Heck yeah. We're chilling.
Not if you leave. We're gonna be all right. That's the show.
No, man, he's gotta go. He's gotta go open up the rest of his Amazon packages. Apparently,
Amazon, like. I found out my mom's login to Amazon, and today I just bought a book.
What'd you buy?
Apparently, one of my college professors wrote a book,
Okay.
and I saw someone like post about it on Instagram.
All right.
So I bought it. I don't even read books, so I don't know why I bought that book.
What's the name of the book?
I don't remember.
For real?
Yeah, no, I can find it.
Because your professor wrote it.
Adventures in Adulting.
Adventures in Adulting. All right.
By Trey Gwynn.
I found it.
That dude's cool too. He's
collection.
like a real young professor. He was my he taught, this is like his main class when I was there. He's now like the head of the whole communications department at my school. But when I was there, he was like the public speaking guy.
Yeah.
Then he also taught a class called Ethics in Media, which is like actually like a really interesting class.
Are there ethics in media?
I mean, that was what the whole class was about.
Oh, anyways.
He kind of sucked like as a teacher, but like as a guy, he was like real cool.
Okay. Adventures in Adulting, a collection of tales, trails.
I think that means trials.
And it says trails.
Oh, trails. Oh,
tales, trails, and crucial conversations.
He was a big crucial conversations guy.
What does that mean? What's a crucial
he liked to have them like real talks, you know?
Like what's an example of that though?
Like whatever BJ's got going on right now, like he would love to talk to him about that.
Oh, so like
break it down, like
if you got something going, some
like get to the root of the problem
serious,
type stuff.
something serious, like like a therapist,
like when you stand up with your friends, and like Dr. Gwynn would be like, "Why do you think you did that, BJ?
Why did you not show up for the BJ special?"
Right.
Hello.
Yeah, I know. See, that's what I was kind of call it. I was gonna put on there like join Recon Athlete for the BJ special.
No.
BJ after dark.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know.
Don't be perverted.
That's all right. Anyways,
Yeah,
so tomorrow I did do a DraftKings. We're going to talk a little bit of sports, and if you consider golf a sport, do you consider golf a sport?
I don't watch golf. I like putt. I watch Holy Moly.
You keep talking about that, dude. I don't know what
That's
that
a good
is.
show.
Anyways, PGA Championships tomorrow.
Snoop watches golf.
Yeah, he does watch. He's actually become very astute at the golf.
I love golf. It's awesome.
Who do you got this weekend? I like Morikawa this weekend.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know, I'm all over the place, and like I play, of course, the whole tournament, and I really enjoy just playing around because everybody's in it in a round, you know, even if they don't make it to the weekend, and I just respect it. I love like watching the first people do my favorite golf is early morning golf because it's like everybody's watching the first, you know, the scrubs go first and make all the mistakes.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
But yeah, you know, and I've just gotten really into golf over the pandemic, and this is the first time that I'm going to watch a golf major where I know more than just Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, you know, like
Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
Paul Rodriguez. Who do you like this weekend? PGA Championship.
Oh my goodness. Well. I'm thankful y'all are doing the show. That's awesome. I just wanted to call and say hello.
Are you
I
on
like Koepka this weekend.
You like Koepka? Are you on the beach?
No, I'm not at the beach.
I'm not at the beach.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out, kind of enjoying my vacation right now. Just wanted to see how things are going.
Man, you know, BJ stood us up, so we're kind of disappointed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I heard Snoop's filling in or what?
Yeah, he just came over to hang out for a little bit. You know.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to BJ. He was all excited. We talked the other day. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come in, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, come on in." I was like, "Paul's taking the night off. You know, he's taking a little vacation. You know, it'll be me and Zach. And if you want to come in or call in, just whatever, we'll make it a BJ show." He was like, "Oh yeah," he was so excited. I hope he's okay.
Is he okay?
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, I don't know, bro. I hope he's okay.
He's fine.
Okay.
But anyway,
all right. Well, no, I just wanted to call in and wish y'all good luck. I figured y'all would be on, but I wanted to kind of interrupt BJ and throw a wrench in his impromptu show, but he's not there.
Yeah. Hopefully he's all right. Hope everything's all right. All right, man. Well, enjoy your. Are you just not working at all this week?
Man, I'm posting very late some of the college offers, but trying to find some money for us, trying to do some research, but
I got your email.
I'm cool, man. I'm just trying to make sure I can step away, but at the same time, like, be here if y'all need something, or, just try to, boost the brand, baby.
I mean, but take some time
Working and grinding.
Quit working and grinding, dude. You can't work on your vacation. I read a Business Journal thing on a Harvard Business Journal article about that. I'm gonna send it to you.
I believe you, but I have a feeling like for us to be successful, we just kind of keep going. Maybe one day there'll be a stopping point, but I don't think it's right now.
All right, fair enough.
Word
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna sign off. Y'all have a great show, and Zach, I want to see you there on Saturday. I hope you're feeling better, bud.
All right, thank you, Paul. I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay, guys. You have a good show.
All right, later, Paul. Paul Rodriguez, checking in on his vacation. So back to the PGA Championship. Paul, Zach's not gonna watch it. I like Colin Morikawa this weekend. Paul likes Brooks Koepka and Snoop. Who did you say?
Oh, who I like? I don't think I said anybody, but I guess I like DeChambeau. It sounds cliche, but I mean it's real hard. It's real hard since I've been watching golf. No one has been more dominant than Bryson. Now he did miss the cuts a couple times, but I just think he wasn't really motivated. But
so here's the thing, though, Snoop. It might sound cliche to you and me, but there's do you know who Bryson DeChambeau is?
Nope. How many people did you use? Bryce and who?
Right.
Bryson who?
Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh.
Peebo Bryson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
More people probably know Bryson Tiller than know Bryson DeChambeau.
I know Bryce Harper.
That's probably true. Yeah, but that's not Bryson.
Hey, have you seen those commercials? Those Gatorade commercials, where it's like baseball. I could do that, and it's like Todd Gurley, Bryce Harper, and Zion Williamson, like acting like they're gonna do the other sports.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Those are good commercials.
Yeah,
those are good commercials.
So real quickly before we get off the golf, my DraftKings lineup: Tyrell Hatton. Is that
Hatton, yeah.
Hatton?
You don't even know his name?
Mm-mm. Luke List.
Luke List, he's dope. I like him.
Yeah, Colin Morikawa, who's my pick.
Yeah.
That's not the list you want to be on. You want to be on the Luke list.
Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, and Brendan Todd.
Yeah.
Joe Thomas.
Justin Thomas.
Oh.
See, and I don't know if golf has always been like this, but I mean, there's definitely surprise winners. Like the other day, Michael Thompson took it all. It's so many normal names in golf. It's incredible.
Yeah, that dude hadn't won in 5 years or something like that, 5 or 6 years.
He dominated.
Yeah.
Another thing I found out is that Tony Finau is a perpetual failure late. He starts fast and then fades.
Well, I think Ricky Fowler's kind of that way too.
Really? He needs to talk to Apollos Hester.
Yay. Maybe we should. I'm telling you, we need to get some lit into the PGA. And I was thinking there's nobody lit covering golf. You know? Do you ever see
Except
anything
for in
lit?
the Austin area, we got flexed.
Well, maybe one day. I actually talked to Dave Freilich, who's a television host at Good Morning or Good Day Austin on Fox 7, and he's like, "You should go into golf."
Yeah,
he's like,
"Yeah, dude."
He's like, "They need you."
Yeah.
I'm like, let me practice maybe locally first, and then maybe it is fun, but I mean, I have a lot to learn.
So, are you? So do you mean go into golf try to play it or
no, not play it.
Cover
oh,
for
Lord,
sure.
No.
Media
cover for sure. But would you try to ever?
Maybe I will. Yeah, maybe so. So I have more of an appreciation. I'm not raring to get out on a golf course yet. Quite yet.
All right. I think I think that Snoop would be good at it because he's tall and he's got rangy,
Maybe.
So you get a lot of leverage.
I'm good at
putt.
I mean?
You don't have to be a big person. I mean, you've seen the golfers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You've seen golf. I mean, they're all shapes and sizes.
Yes, they are.
I mean,
sure.
There's dudes that are 5'8", 5'9", 180, 160 pounds, and then you got Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau who are 6 foot, 6'1", 220.
Just like baseball.
All riked up. Yeah. It's similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's all about,
And golf people, don't let them fool you, man, because all the golf kids that I do know currently in the Austin area, they are in the weight room.
Yeah.
Those kids are getting strong, man. I mean, I mean, the formula for being a great athlete, I think, has been out for a while now, and there's a lot of people you can just copy a formula to get towards like elite level. And I think that's why, being elite, a lot is more about politics and who you know and opportunities given. Once you learn these skills, I mean, if you look at like programs like, I'm kind of like getting off on a broad term, but like LT and Vandegrift, like they could almost put any kid in at any point in time and they could produce, not because the person in front of them was just that much better. It's just because whatever circumstance that led that person before them to get in there, whether it's their parents donate a lot to booster clubs or they've attempted all the camps that the coaches have asked them to come out and attend. Yeah. So, anyway, I don't know how that conversation went that way.
I mean, it's whatever. Shout out to, I
really pay attention to like direction and flow of conversation, like producing for Craig Way, because, I just try to pick up off him.
Steven Angiano has a message for you, Snoop. Says we are coming out with the top 10 for 6A and 5A.
Who? What?
Steven Angiano? I don't know. Yeah.
We are. Yeah, well, we are actually. Flex is, and Craig, he brought it up today. He's like, are we going to do a
top 10?
Top 10 list? And I told him, well, IHS fan is, but it's all one list. He's like, well, how do you like to do it? I'm like, personally, I like to break them into different divisions. Yeah. He's like, good. That's good to hear. He's like, because you can't compare, Wimberley made the state finals against, last year they went to Jerry's World, but can you say they're better than Vandegrift?
Because when you like technically say like them and Westlake are like the best two teams in the Austin area in terms of finishes, and like we in the Austin area like face that problem a lot because we have like perennial powers at every level. Mm-hmm. So like we have teams that are starting off really, really well, like in terms of like the Westlakes, the Lake Travises. But then you also have the Cedar Parks. You also have the Cedar Ridges, the Vandergrifts, the Hendricksons. And, like, how do you compare all of those when, like, you try to say, like, pound for pound, this is the best team, but you can't really do that.
Yeah, and in the Austin area, it's always, like, it's those basically those three that have won state titles,
And then what are we going to do this year if LBJ comes out, like, crazy hot?
Yeah.
And all the other teams have losses. Are we going to say they're the best, they're the number one team and, Yeah. And they're a 4A now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just, I think with the Austin area, we need somebody besides Lake Travis, Westlake, or Cedar Park to win a state title.
Yep.
That's all. That's it. I mean, if we can get like one more school to
So who's got next then?
I mean, I thought it was Hutto last year. You know.
But I mean, I used to say this on Bandstand. Like we've been said Hutto for a long time.
I know.
And like if anything, all that Hutto has showed us is that like you can't put your eggs in that basket.
Yeah. I just think I mean I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, Maynard. Yeah, Maynard could.
They got some goons.
Yeah, at 5A level. I mean, I would have totally expect LBJ, at the 4A level to make a run.
And then if
they can stay healthy, they just don't have a whole lot of depth.
Well, Lampasas for me has 6A talent and depth. Yes, if all goes well, I'm going to their scrimmage this Saturday morning.
So like if Lampasas like win state, do you think media outlets will say we'll call them Austin area team?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
The one thing we will. I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
But no, but you know what I'm saying though. Like when you turn on like Fox Sports Southwest or High School Scoreboard, when Craig is like on the green screen set, or shoot, now he's probably gonna have to do that from his crib.
Yeah.
When he's got the graphics on there with the state broken up into little puzzle pieces and it's talking about state championships, is that one going to be in the Austin what do they call it, like the Super Syntax?
Yeah, they ain't going to give it. I mean, you can't give it to any other area because it's not close to anything else relevant.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought Super Syntax was like Waco and Belton and Temple and all that.
Yes.
So like Lampasas is kind of like, I don't know.
It's closer to us than it is.
Well, do we get Liberty Hill then?
Yes.
Oh yeah. We get Liberty Hill.
Liberty Hill, like after I drove to Lampasas, Liberty Hill is a coin flip away from us.
Liberty Hill, basically Georgetown,
dude. Yeah. Lampasas is 42 miles past Liberty Hill.
Yeah.
It is a haul.
Yeah.
I mean, Marble Falls is far.
Not that far.
But that Marble Falls feels far.
It
Like if we're talking
feels
about
far.
teams that like do we claim,
far.
do we not claim? I feel like Syntax has always claimed Marble Falls, and like they're far too.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
if we're talking Central Texas, then yeah, Lampasas I think would be Central Texas. You know, just like Marble Falls.
The weird
just
one
like,
is
just like Hayes and San Marcos.
right. That's going to be the weird one.
San Marcos is
for
Central
us,
Texas.
is especially now that San Marcos is starting to make noise, like not only in recruiting, but hopefully they're going to make noise in terms of like finishes.
Yeah,
Is the media outlets in Austin versus the media outlets in San Antonio. Like no one claimed them for the longest time, but which like, I mean, Bandstand Flex didn't cover them. San Antonio's didn't really cover them, but that didn't really matter because they weren't at that level. They weren't really performing like that.
Well, we covered them when they were in an Austin district.
yeah.
Right.
So, but when they're in a district with like Judson in them, then we don't cover them.
Yeah, San Marcos and Lockhart are both the same like that. Yeah, they're because they always they go back and every 2 years they're either in the San Antonio district or in the Austin district. You know, so I don't know, man. But
Because I think San Marcos is going to be here to stay for longer than one realignment now.
Yeah, I would agree, especially with the coaching that they're bringing on. And that basketball team is the truth. There's much more than just Malik Presley and Caden Gums.
Because that's 4 years of basketball right there.
There's more than them, too. They got more.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
should be interesting.
So, but I mean, but yeah, back to the like, who's the next to win a state title? I mean, we thought, you know, like, I mean, so Lampasas is on the list. I think LBJ could be on the list now that they're 4A. If they stay healthy. I mean,
I know. Like,
can we put like at 6A level? Can we put anybody out there besides?
You know what? I really do. I know, like, the team I'm going to say didn't even make the playoffs last year, but I swear to God they could like make a run to state, and it's Round Rock.
But I feel like those Round Rock schools, like it's like you spin the wheel for which Round Rock school is going to be hot that year, and then it's very
It could be Westwood,
it's very Hutto-esque in that like they start out really hot, they have a name emerge, they have big time wins. Well, especially like at that level, they would schedule big non-district games normally, and they would have a big non-district win. And then you get hype about them, and then they kind of pull a Hutto and then they finally play someone out of the Austin area, and they don't show up. And I always kind of broke it down like this to people: is like we always think our team is the best team, but they're the best team in our area. Like there's someone in Dallas that thinks the exact same thing about their team. Like there's someone in Temple that thinks the exact same thing about their team. So it's all fine and dandy when you're playing like just a random non-district game, or you're playing your district game and your team is better than all the other teams. And then once you get late into the playoffs, like the people that on your side of the stands are thinking the exact same way as the people on the other side of the stands. And that's when it's kind of like you got to put up or you're kind of like a phony. And that's those are the games that Hutto was losing in years past, and those are the games that Round Rock has lost in years past. Like when they lost to Woodlands, exactly. Like Woodlands was the hype. Like
they could have beat the Woodlands.
Woodlands was the hype though, you know, and Round Rock was the hype. So it gets to that point where
and I think it's what it is that consistency of being that deep in the playoffs. Because I think, you know, some of these teams and these kids, when they get to that level, to like round 3, you know, round 4, you know, all of a sudden it's like, man, that's just somewhere that they've never been, you know. And if they're there, let's say their sophomore year, they're going to be, they'll just have that much more experience when they're there their senior year. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard for those teams to like be consistent with it besides Lake Travis, Westlake, or Cedar Park.
Because it's such a revolving door. Is like if Round Rock is good one year, like that you can almost just kind of like by the trends of history assume that it's not going to be them in the years to come. It's going to be the next Round Rock school. It's going to be Cedar Ridge. It's going to be Vandergrift. It's going to be Westwood. You know, they do lack that consistency. Like Round Rock has that Round Rock, like the city, like the school district has the consistency, but not a particular school anymore.
Stony Point was almost there at one point, like late 2000s, like
and they
early 2010s.
And they opened up Cedar Ridge.
Yeah.
But the last few years, actually, Stony Point's been really good.
Yeah.
They've really bounced back from the doldrums.
Yeah.
Area round 2 years in a row. They got hurt this year because a lot of kids have moved out of Stony Point for some reason this year. It's real bad for Stony Point. I hate to say that for them, but they've had way too many key players transfer or just straight up move out of the city into other states.
And you're also seeing those people transfer to schools that are like, there's less schools in that area. Like
Braylon James going to Del Valley,
or the guys going to Georgetown. There's only 2 schools.
Obina brothers.
There's only 2 schools in Georgetown, as opposed to the talent pool getting split up in Round Rock between 100 schools, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not like Allen where there's 7,000 kids. At that school.
Or Westlake or Lake Travis, where they're one school districts, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, so Round Rock's a potential.
I really feel that way. They got some youngsters. They're also moving Kyler Kirkpatrick. I think that's their biggest move is moving Kirkpatrick, who's a Texas State baseball commit, but he's been an all-district linebacker since a sophomore. He'll be playing tight end for him next year. So
Baby Gronk.
Baby Gronk. That's right. That's right. When Round Rock has been good is when they've had a dynamic tight end like a Grant Miller. Blocks big for Israel Morgan, who's a great running back and can, slide off and make an athletic pass, take it to the end zone.
And this is the first time in a while, too, they've had like a real consistent starter at quarterback.
Yeah, Seth Ford has been playing forever.
Mm-hmm.
Finally a senior. So.
Oh, man. I thought he would graduated already. He's so good, though.
He is.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you, Zach, you cover Vandegrift. I mean, you've kind of mentioned like the guys that they've lost. I mean, what are your expectations, at that level for Vandy? I mean, could you ever see them get into that state title run anytime soon?
It would have the year they lost to Longview, so 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was the year that they were going to do it.
Okay.
If they were going to do it in this kind of era, I guess it would have been that year. I mean, you're losing too many pieces now, like on like a more like regular basis. Now you don't have like those like keystone guys.
They lose 2 big keystones in Youngblood and Dawson.
Exactly, and I mean you have to have guys like that to make runs like that.
Their leader, their faces. I mean, you couldn't have taken 2 more important players culturally and to team success to take Dawson and Young. I know Coach Sanders is like, what the hell? Yeah. But I'll tell you what, if Vandegrift can go 10-0 again, if they could just keep that Vandy Perf style with a bunch of people that we don't know, then
Vandegrift will never be bad again. I don't think. Like they have their coaching itself will keep any team from being bad. I mean, regardless of how tough that district is, I think Vandegrift is going to be like a cornerstone of the playoffs in whatever district they're in for a long time.
So, I mean, it's kind of surprising to me that where they're at, geographically, they don't get more kids that might be trying to get more playing time from the team that's down the road on 620, Lake Travis.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying? Like I always hear about kids like moving out of Lake Travis and going to other places, but I never hear about going just
LT to Vandy.
Well, there's one
right next door.
There's one like really big name quarterback in the area that I was talking to Reese Watson about, and he said that that this kid wanted to play at Lake Travis, and then kind of realized that the playing time and like the kind of hype from the coaches wasn't going to be there, and then it was either Vandegrift or Lake Travis, and he kind of put all his eggs in the Lake Travis basket. And then that wasn't going to work out, and he kind of missed out on Vandy, and now he's at a different school. And I think this is the type of talent, like this is the type of kid that like would have been that kind of culture changing, like kind of piece that Vandegrift needed. I mean, for the last couple years, I think.
Do you think it's a style of play that Vandegrift has that probably doesn't get the stars to go over there? Because I mean, it's really like ball control. Like Coach Sanders, he loves the ball control. He likes the defense. The pro style, it's not real quote unquote sexy.
Hermes is gone now though.
Right. And so like,
the defensive coordinator.
I think that, but Coach Sanders is the one calling the defensive signals on the sideline. So I think he has like a way bigger piece of that defense than any coordinator will ever have. But I think with Vandegrift, like first of all, for people listening, like the whole like when you watch Friday Night Lights and they like put a mailbox on an empty lot and like you're like that never happens. Like kids don't transfer schools like that. Like they do.
Yeah.
Like kids will transfer schools. Like parents will buy apartments. Like parents will uproot themselves like just to move across town to go to a different school. Like that really happens. But I think if you're like Chris, if you're going to Westwood, like when you were going to Westwood, if you were like the best speed rusher of your like kind of like in the area, like, and you were gonna, and your parents realized that, and you were like, well, I should go to Westlake. Like they have good defense at Westlake. They'll use me there. And then you were going to go there and you were sure your parents like were looking at places for you to go. And then all of a sudden, like last minute, you found out like there was someone else moving there and the coaches liked them a little better. Vandergrift isn't that much of like a step up for you to move. Like if you're already supposed to go to Westwood, when it comes down to Westwood and Vandergrift, like there's not, they're almost like interchangeable in terms of like the type of talent that's there, the type of like success. Like unless you're going to like a storied program, then like why move? You know, like why go through all that? So when kids are trying to go to Lake Travis, trying to go to Westlake, it's not like, well, those don't work, I'll go to Vandergrift instead. I feel like it's, well, those don't work, I'll just stay where I'm at.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of figured, you know, you kind of look at where Vandergrift is situated, you know, in the 4 Points area, and it's just kind of like right in between, you know, Lake Travis and Westlake's right down the road, and Cedar Park's right there, you know, and Vandergrift is just right in the middle of all of that, like literally right in the middle of all those schools, like geographically. You know, so
I would think like the Vandergrift community is so tight that it would be tough to just transfer in and get playing time.
See, and Vandergrift has a very strong like Pop Warner, like culture foundation or whatever. So those kids, like Coach Sanders knows about those kids that he's gonna get when they're like 11. Yeah, because he's going to the Pop Warner games. He knows all the coaches are Vandergrift dads already. So when you're a kid and you're playing receiver at age 11, and if you're like somewhat good, you know, in 7 years you're gonna be starting receiver at Vandergrift. So for someone to come in and kind of like jolt that kind of schedule, I feel like that's kind of looked on as like a little weird.
And I've heard that there is like a group of class of 24 kids who are coming soon with a lot of
that is like a lot of the hype. Like I mean, even being around Coach Sanders and stuff, hearing him talk to some of the other parents that have younger kids is like he's very proud of like their JV and their freshman teams and like the success of those. Like it's something that he's very aware of, and I think it's something that he does look forward to. So like you lose all these names now, but like again, he knows the names that are coming up. So I don't ever feel like there's a sense of panic around that program because he knows what he has.
Yeah. Well, Recon Athlete, episode 98, Chris Sanchez. Shout out to Paul Rodriguez. He called in for a minute. Zach Lucetto. Mr. Snoop Daniel. Snoop, thanks for hanging out, man.
Oh, word. It's fun.
You know. I mean, I don't know what happened to BJ. I
prefer to I really love listening. It's so cool. And sometimes I'll just leave so I can hear y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes it's cool.
Yeah, I know, man. And I put all my, you're talking about putting all your eggs in one basket. I put all my eggs in BJ's basket, man. So I was kind of like, oh man, dang, it's full. But I mean, we got the goat and Snoop, hanging out, so he can
the hostess with the most.
He can just chill. Maybe I'll make sure y'all check this out. Check Snoop and Zach out on the Friday Night Flex. You know what you're gonna do Friday nights yet? If you're gonna.
Yeah.
You do?
I have. Hold on, I'll be back.
Well, can you talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have Mason Ramirez on.
Former
Round
Rock.
Yeah.
Former Round Rock defensive back. Kansas, right?
He started at Kansas.
Yeah, so Round Rock, then went to Kansas, then ended up transferring to UT as a walk-on. And because of injuries in the running, they moved him from defense to running back. And because of like all the injuries and crazy stuff that happened for UT last year, ended up getting put on scholarship and got like meaningful reps in some of the early games. Yeah. So got to carry the ball as a Texas Longhorn for growing up as a Round Rock kid. That's pretty awesome.
He was really good. I'm going to ask him about stuff he did in high school because when he was a sophomore, he had like 120 tackles like right off. We're like, who's Mason Ramirez? Dude, cold-blooded. And so all these years later, Yeah, doing the alumni thing has been fun. Now, it is like I'm still wrestling with myself on who to invite because a lot of these people I haven't talked to in years,
Yeah.
But usually when we talk, it's like picking right up.
I wish I ran into this kid the other day. Went to play golf with my cousin, and there was this kid. My cousin just started talking to him in the clubhouse. He's tall, big old tall white kid, like curly hair. But he went to Vista Ridge, and he was a pitcher there. He graduated in 2016, and he's at the university outside of Denver now. And I got his name. It's blanking me now, but yeah, he was.
Was it your long lost son?
Huh?
Was it your son?
No, man, no. This kid was like 6'2". Like couldn't have been my son. But yeah, he was out there working on the course, laying sod, summer job, whatever. But he's playing for some D2 school just outside of Denver, Colorado. He went and played JUCO first, coming out, and I was like, yeah. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, we probably covered you. I used to do fan stand. He was like, oh yeah, everybody, all those kids, especially in the years between 2012.
You say Snoop or you say
fan stand? Yeah, they're like, oh yeah.
Dude, it's a long time to do that.
Yeah, but yeah. So who else you got besides Mason Ramirez?
Well, Wes Stevens, he's a starting running back for Lake Travis.
Yeah.
He'll be on. Jordan Washington, former Hendrickson, is he still coming on?
Jordan Williams.
Jordan Williams.
Oh, Jordan
yeah.
Williams,
I remember that name.
Kenny Williams, younger brother.
Yeah.
Played linebacker at Hendrickson. Played linebacker, defensive back for Toledo.
Yes. Okay.
He should be coming on.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll see. Thank you. I need to change that then because I would have totally put. Oh my God. That's
now
awesome.
on the phone we got Jordan Washington.
Nah,
what?
fam.
Nah, fam.
Yeah, and some other folks.
That's what's up.
We got this kid who from Westlake. He's a sophomore. He just committed to Texas for baseball. His name's Blake Peterson.
Oh.
Yeah, there's another kid for Westlake too that just committed to Oregon State, right?
Yeah. His name is McRae.
I feel like
Reese McRae.
I feel like that kind of happens in the Central Texas area too. In terms of baseball, like it just kind of comes in waves. Where we'll have like a couple of years where no kids are going to these big time schools or no kids are getting drafted, and then all of a sudden a class or two will come where it's just back to back like big time colleges, big time draft picks, and one thing like a lot of people need to realize when they're looking on the Flex ATX social media and they're seeing these kids commit to announce offers or commit to big time Division I universities. These are the same names that you're going to see whenever the MLB draft rolls around. Mm-hmm. So like not only are you having kids go to big time universities from your area, you're going to have kids getting drafted too.
Yeah.
Shout out Brett Beatty.
Yeah, and shout out to all these kids out there that are still trying to they're still trying to stay in shape and hopefully get the football season in. So they've started practice, right?
I don't know how we're gonna have football. I
don't either.
It's not like on the NCAA level. It's not even if they do the I don't know, like not sense of urgency, but like the weight that it's gonna hold, it's gonna be so much less, man. Like people are Micah Parsons, the defensive back out of Penn State, who's like one of the top guys. He's already just said, "I'm not gonna play. I'm declaring for the draft."
Oh yeah.
And I mean, what incentive do you have? Like if
you're on the bubble to get drafted, I guess.
Right. I mean,
but if you're already a pro prospect, yeah, why?
Like we saw Michael Porter Jr. Bull in college basketball not even play and barely lose any draft stock. So I mean, for these kids to be playing like heavy contact sports in college, like football, like you're telling me if Trevor Lawrence decides not to play, he's not going to get picked
first overall. Yeah,
first top 3 overall.
Yeah, I mean, he still will. But I mean, at the high school level, I'm not. I mean, we've already seen Maynard. They've pushed. Their in class, instruction back to the end of October. So if we're already kind of looking at that, and I think Austin ISD and like Round Rock and some others go saying, well, Maynard did this, like maybe we should do it too. And shout out to Maynard. Like since when did Maynard become the lead? The lead part. But they got a new superintendent out of New York, and like he came down from one of the boroughs up there, and like he lived through it. You know what I'm saying? I guess if when you've when you've seen it like that, like in New York City, then you got to kind of be out ahead of it. So it's as sad as it is because Maynard, like you mentioned, Snoop. I mean, Maynard got a squad this year.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, and we're already trying to push back the football season. So I don't know, man. I hope there's something. I mean, you said Lampasas is having a scrimmage, right?
Yeah, they got one this Saturday.
Is it another team or
Inter
just
squad?
inter squad?
Inter squad.
Okay. So
But they'll have on helmets.
But I mean, we were just talking about guys keeping draft stock by not playing this year. I mean, what like the only solution I feel like to sports is to move it to the spring.
Mm-hmm.
But you move it to the spring, like what incentive does guys like Ace Whitehead or guys like Latrell McCutcheon, what incentive do they have to play?
Yeah. I mean, they might not, and
especially if they want to like report early to school.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to be up to the kid and up to the parents.
They're going to early sign in December and then play after that? Play high school football after that,
I mean, would you?
No.
Yeah. I wouldn't either.
Especially like unless I'm at like a Lake Travis or like a school that I know I have a legitimate chance of like making a deep playoff run, then like what's the point? I mean that I think that's why you're seeing so many of these like basketball guys, baseball guys in college transfer, because they've already played a whole season with their team. Now they're getting an extra year of eligibility. They're like, I already played with these dudes and they suck. I'm going to go transfer to your school because y'all played half the season and y'all were good.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's the point of staying? What's the point of,
Yeah, no, I feel you on that totally. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, hopefully, these, these cases don't result in.
Dr.
an
Fauci
outbreak,
said there could be a vaccine, but in the late fall.
You think so?
That's what he said.
Is it going to be? You think everybody's going to take it though?
Yeah.
There should be several vaccines made.
Dr.
I know.
Fauci said.
Was it GlaxoSmithKline got one?
Yeah.
Moderna has one.
It needs to be as many as possible.
And they're
because you're
talking
gonna
about,
need
like-
a limited amount of doses.
Yeah, and then they're talking about you have to have like more than one. You have to take more than one shot, more than one vaccine. It's gonna be
What?
like, yeah, you didn't hear that part? Yeah, they're talking about you got to get a coronavirus vaccine and then like a month later or so get another. Yeah, it has to be in
They're gonna have those just like the drive-through testing. They're gonna have the drive-through
drive-through vaccines.
Yeah.
And
Put your butt through the window.
pump you up with all that whatever they're trying to put in you, putting chips in there. They already read your mind. Your phone already reads your mind.
Whenever you go to like sporting events, they're gonna scan your ticket and scan your corona vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Boop boop. Oh,
You haven't gotten it.
Right.
Can't come in.
Big pharma, yo. Big pharma. Oh, we'll start to get into something we're not supposed to. The page will get taken down.
Demonetized.
Start talking about conspiracy theories.
About Farmageddon.
All right, Recon Athlete, episode 98. We got episode 100. Are we going to do 100 on a Wednesday? We're going to have to skip. We're going to have to finagle to Saturday.
Snoop, you got any basketball lineups going on right now?
right now, yeah.
What you got? What have been some names that you've been trying to, like Rui Hachimura? There any names like that you've been?
Oh yeah, I get you. That's a good question.
Like Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, that's one. Good job, Chris.
Hey,
That was good.
I've been
Duncan
listening
Robinson.
to NBA radio. I'm trying, guys. I was actually, when Snoop came out the room, I was watching the Lakers.
he was.
Oklahoma
No,
City.
you weren't.
It was.
Nah,
He was.
Nah,
He
you
was.
were
I'll
sleeping.
vouch for
You were
that.
I'm
sleeping.
trying
You
to.
were sleeping.
I'm trying to.
Your eyes are closed.
I think
trying.
that I really do feel like before it's over, Jaylen Brown is going to be better than Jason Tatum.
And you can get Jaylen Brown for like pretty cheap.
Yes.
Especially compared to Jason Tatum, you can get
for
him
sure.
like significantly cheaper.
With the Mavericks, I mean, everybody knows Luka, but what he continues to do to establish himself as elite, I don't know, elite people don't come around very often, but we're definitely witnessing Luka Doncic.
I feel like when in terms of when I make my lineups, if I am gonna pick one of those like really expensive high tier players, if you pick like a Westbrook or a Harden or LeBron, they could stand to have a bad game. But guys like Luka, guys like Anthony Davis that are like in terms of Luka, who's like a star on the rise, in terms of Anthony Davis, who's arguably the number 2 guy on his team, like they have something to prove where you're not going to get a bad game out of them because they can't have that right now. So I like to look for guys like that when I'm going to spend a little more on a player.
So you're looking for like the high floor? Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
High ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, high floor.
High floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr., you name dropped him. He's had 30 points in back-to-back games for Denver.
You probably get him pretty cheap too.
Yeah, right now, yeah, because but like you said, like he went to college and didn't play, and then he could have been first overall. He fell to 7 to Denver, but he's realizing all that potential that people saw.
JJ Redick has been a good cheap buy.
JJ Redick, really? Is he still playing?
Sure has.
Oh, wow.
Carmelo has been good.
Melo. I see those are 2 names that I'm like, man, I thought those dudes were out the league.
And I used to Snoop. I used to really like getting CJ McCollum, but he's starting to be a little expensive.
He is because funny you mentioned because I just sorted the players that are playing tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 5 games, 10 teams out of the point guard eligible people. Number 2 behind Devin Booker, points per game or fantasy points per game. CJ McCollum.
Yeah,
he's performing. That's
right, and it doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense to pay like high dollar for a guy where you can pay just as high a dollar for the other guy, and because one of those guys isn't going to have the same game, so you're essentially wasting.
Yeah, keep playing, Zach, because it really you have to understand the nuances of the game to succeed at DFS.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think that you're like you're perceptive.
I'm a
person.
savant.
Yeah,
George Hill.
I don't. That's why I don't do NBA because I don't do NBA just because I don't.
You're ignoramus.
Yeah, just because I don't. I would just be like shooting out of nowhere.
Yeah,
but sometimes those are the best lineups.
Yes.
Honestly,
I just be like picking.
Luck, a dumb luck is much better.
Because the other day, Chris could have been like, "Oh, I know Carmelo Anthony. I'll pick him."
Yeah.
And then T.J. Warren.
Yeah, T.J. Warren. Wow, good job. In fact, T.J. Warren, he has a revenge game tomorrow. Zach, if you want to take him, Indiana at Phoenix. You know, he started his career with the Phoenix Suns.
You been doing any baseball games, Snoop?
Is the sky blue, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yes.
So the Suns are my team because Ricky Rubio is my favorite player. So the Suns are my team. I watched them play.
They're doing pretty good,
yesterday.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Devin Booker on like a buzzer beater.
Yeah, hit that.
It was sick.
Yeah.
It was
With a hand in
sick.
his face, Paul George.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Could have been an and one, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And Paul George's eyeball.
So
the Suns, are they going to make some noise in the playoffs?
No, they're probably not going to make the playoffs.
They're not going to make it.
They're under 500 right now.
But they're definitely one of the better young teams in the West for sure. And they got DeAndre Ayton, which people never talk about.
And they're playing.
He's
They're
so
playing
good.
without Kelly Oubre too, which
Yeah.
is really really big for them. Mikal Bridges has become one of the premier defenders in the game.
Dude,
He shuts people down. Like I went to watch him play when they played at Dallas, and it was like Porzingis' first game back, so it was like you're getting prime Luka and Porzingis, and they put Bridges into the starting lineup. This is a dude out of Villanova. Put him in the starting lineup just so he can guard Luka. Followed him around the whole game, held him to like 15 points. He's like super long. He's crazy.
And there's such a. I'm just looking at the DraftKings the point guards for tomorrow. I mean, it's just such a big drop. Like after CJ McCollum, pretty much. Like and the drop in price.
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
So that's where you got to decide. Like
it's like
do you
Jamal
wanna
Murray's
spend the money there.
yeah.
And
So it goes like everybody's going down by like $200 to $500, and then between Jamal Murray and who was this Malcolm Brogdon, it's like $800, and then it just goes down from there.
I like Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
I like taking him because he's not
been
super
on and off.
expensive.
I mean,
yeah.
he's been playing. I like his backup, Monte Morris, a lot too.
Oh, he's got a hammy though.
Yeah, Chris, let's put some money on there. Spend it.
Bro.
Baseball tonight is some low scoring because we've had some high scoring affairs of late.
Yeah.
But a lot of 2-0, 2-1, 3-2 right now. A lot of the games are actually getting late too, like sixth inning, and
Do you do the 7-game ones or the 3? Do you like the smaller slates or the bigger slates?
I get in all of them.
Yeah.
Well, I only do quarters, so I spread it out, and I've lately been doing dimes because it's so hard to win. So like that is just my.
See, I'm over here. I do like the $3, $5 ones.
That's how I be doing it. On Yahoo. I'd be like, all right, $20 game, all right.
Well, like this, I did a $3 lineup for PGA last Saturday and Sunday, just the
PGA's
weekend.
even worse.
Yeah,
You gotta I mean, it's so hard to, especially with golf, because you never know where somebody's head is.
Yeah.
Golf is strange to me. Golf is because basically everybody's just fighting themselves.
And they're playing in San Francisco this weekend, I believe, in PGA. So that'd be windy.
It's supposed to be a windy afternoon, so you're supposed to take the early morning golfers.
Ah.
Yep. I've been learning. Nerd.
Yeah. Or you can get
Kyle Tucker hit his first home run tonight for the Astros.
it's about time.
So what do y'all think about a postseason bubble for baseball?
They're gonna have to do something, man, because the Cardinals went down.
Do you think that makes sense?
Yeah.
I mean, because
I don't know, because now they got 16 teams.
Where would you do it?
Now they're low. I think it's 16 teams this year.
I mean, it's better than the whole league, which would have been a bubble right off the bat.
Well, I mean, you have to do it, like they were planning on before, doing in Arizona or Florida. I'd probably do it in Arizona.
But if you're doing it in Arizona, you're gonna have to find a place that has a high population of hotels. And do they have that in Arizona?
I mean, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they got enough hotels in Arizona.
Because I mean, the only things
that's where they have the Cactus League in Arizona.
The things that have been working are bubbles, like the no positives in
NBA today.
In NBA, they had the AVP, the professional volleyball. All those games were played at one location. No positives there. You had the NHL, which is like 2 bubbles, no positive tests. That's for us to get sports with all of the players in it. You're gonna have to bubble somehow.
Well, maybe they do that. Maybe that's what they do. They have 16 teams and they do 2 bubbles until you do the World Series. I mean, but use your spring spring facilities. You use the one in Florida and use the one in
Arizona. I mean, I
think you're not really. It's not really bubble, but
I think it legit has to happen.
Bubble.
Yeah,
I think it legit has to happen. Shout out Major Lazer.
Yeah.
Shout out Bubba Sparks.
They should definitely play that or something whenever they do it.
In the NBA Finals.
Yep. Yeah, for Major League.
When the confetti drops down, NBA Finals.
Yeah. There you go.
all right.
LeBron James crying because he lost
To Chris
Paul?
Paul?
Orlando. The Orlando
Mo Bamba?
Magic. Yeah. Mo Bamba wins.
Mo Bamba.
What a joke. People just write off the NBA forever.
Yeah. All right, Recon Athlete episode 98. Chris Sanchez, Zach Luceto, Snoop Daniel hanging out with us. Anything else, guys?
No.
Anything? No.
Not bad, actually.
Revelry is open right now. They did Wednesday. They're doing Wednesdays for the first time today.
Let's go.
Why did they not do Wednesdays before?
It just didn't.
Not a profitable day.
Staffing problems, but
not a profitable day.
they're gonna start hiring people. I think I'm gonna lose my part-time gig, man.
Dang,
know,
we're gonna have to find a new spot.
I know. That's what I'm
I
saying.
ain't coming there if you ain't there.
Yeah.
I know.
Nah, I might go. I don't know.
We'll see.
Dang.
I love it. I love the salmon. Are they still serving food?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, they're still serving food.
Dang.
Yeah, we'll go up there.
They're gonna lose your job. You're the best one.
Dude, I know, man. Not bringing so much. Yeah,
It was because of you.
Yeah,
they turned the TV on.
I bring in business, dude. I bring in business.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you got any shout outs?
Yeah. Shout out my G's. Shout out God. Shout out the King.
Snoop.
Shout out Martin Luther King.
Word up. I'll shout out.
Keep looking up.
Shout out God. Shout out.
Because if you're not, I don't know.
Shout out Paul Rodriguez, who's not here to do his thing. So we'll have to
Not shout out BJ.
not shout out BJ.
No.
Shout out Paul Partita.
BJ,
Shout out Steven Anguiano.
he'll be there for the 100th episode, I'm sure.
Shout out everybody that was on the watch party tonight. We'll see y'all Saturday. Paul Rodriguez should be. We might have to do it a little bit.
Sam Pica.
Might have to do it a little bit earlier on Saturday.
Hell yeah.
10 o'clock. Could you do that? Okay, I'll talk to Paul about it. because I might have to do something Saturday afternoon. So, all right, cool. Episode 99. Y'all be there.
Flex ATX 6 to
be dumb.
7 to 9.
Yes,
7 to 9. Flex ATX, or was it Friday Night Flex? What do y'all call it?
It's called Snoop Daniels Live.
Yeah, no. I do like flex more. Just saying flex, I think is
It's Flex.
just flex.
Just Flex.
So.
Oh, all right. Yeah, y'all check it out. I'll be at Revelry. So if y'all want to,
We'll be there after.
and they'll be out there. I think I guess
buying shots.
I guess we'll go up there. You want to go up there?
I don't know. Snoop's buying shots for everybody Revelry on Friday.
Everybody in my circle.
Yeah. Unless you're hot, and you can come.
Yes.
All right, later, y'all.